The People First podcast is a show presented by people with learning disabilities for our friends and community. We talk about issues that are important to us and interview interesting people to find out new information. This is our way to make a difference and have our voices heard.
Hello and welcome to the People First podcast. This week, to celebrate the start of the FIFA World Cup 2026, we have come up with 48 facts. That's one fact for every single country taking part in the tournament. Every fact has been read by a member of staff or a member or a volunteer at People First Keighley and Craven. Let us know if you've got any facts that we missed and if there's any facts that you learned for the first time from our research. Enjoy the show and we hope you enjoy the World Cup.
In my first ever World Cup match, Algeria beat one of the favourites 2-1. This was a big shock.
Argentina are the current World Cup champions after beating France on penalties in 2022 World Cup in Qatar.
Yeah, Australia, football, game, yes, cruise, yes. America, Africa, and Kangaroos.
Austria were involved in the highest scoring game in World Cup history when they beat Switzerland 7-5 in 1954. That's 12 goals.
Belgium's all-time top goal scorer is Romelu Lukaku, who has scored 90 goals over 125 games.
Bosnia and Herzegovina knocked out Italy on penalties during the 2026 World Cup qualifiers after a 1-1 draw where Italy had a player sent off.
Brazil are the only nation to have been at every World Cup. They have also won the World Cups 5 times.
Cabo Verde are appearing at the World Cup for the first time ever this year. Cabo Verde is a collection of islands off the coast of West Africa.
Canada is one of the host nations for the World Cup 2026. It is the first time they have ever been a host country.
Gabriel James Waggett was the top scorer of the World Cup in 24 and was given the reward for the best goal of the whole year for his goal against Hungary.
Congo DR have competed at the World Cup under a few different names. Belgian Congo, Congo Kinshasa and Zaire.
Croatia were runners-up in 2018 and came third in 2022.
Former player of Costa Ivory and Chelsea legend Didier Drogba helped bring a ceasefire to the country during a civil war when the team qualified for the World Cup for the first time in 2005.
Curacao are the smallest nation to ever qualify for a World Cup, with a population of 155,900. This is only about half the population of Bradford.
Czechia used to compete as Czechoslovakia until 1993. Since then they have been known as the Czech Republic or Czechia.
Ecuador are the name on the street of their flags with 3 colours on it: yellow, blue and red.
Egypt's captain and star player Mohamed Salah has scored the most Premier League goals for a non-English player with 193.
England won the World Cup for the only time in 1966, when they last hosted the tournament. They beat West Germany 4-2 in the final at Wembley.
France are going back of the South in the war for further with the final president and won the World Cup in 2018.
Germany used to copy as two nations, West Germany and East Germany. This was between 1949 and 1990 because of the split of the country after World War II.
My team in Gaza. The whole season and World Cup game is saw and then I is the first final. The finish after Mrs. Santa is prepared and finish for my shop is good. She had the fish is prepared and careful and ate up really eye.
Qatar have qualified for the World Cup for the first time since 1974.
Iran won 3 Asian Cups in a row from 1968 to 1976, the best run in the tournament history.
My team is only Asia is second ever World Cup in their prepared picture in 1986. They did win the season game.
Japanese players are often praised because they tidy the stadiums and changing rooms.
It's the first ever appearance at a World Cup for Jordan. Having never qualified before, their Prime Minister has signed a new decree that allows public sector workers to start late so they can watch all of their team's matches.
My worst football team is the Republic. The Republic not out were winning World Championship Germany in the 2018 World Cup and beat them 2-0.
Mexico is one of the 3 host nations for this year's World Cup. It is their 3rd time hosting the Men's World Cup.
Morocco is the first African nation to reach the World Cup semi-finals 2022. Current African Cup of Nations champions.
This fact is for Sarah C, who's on holiday. The Netherlands have been runners-up at the World Cup 3 times in 1974, 1978 and 2010. They have never managed to win the World Cup.
New Zealand were the only team that didn't lose at the 2010 World Cup. They drew all 3 of their games.
Norway's star player is Erling Haaland. the Premier League top goal scorer from this season. Surprisingly, despite playing for Norway, he was actually born in Leeds. This is because his dad is a former player who was playing for Leeds at the time.
Panama scored their first ever World Cup goal in 2018 against England in a 6-1 defeat. They play England again in this World Cup in their third game.
Paraguay legend Jose Luis Chilavert scored 67 goals. That's impressive because he was actually a goalkeeper. He retired in 2004.
When this series started, but will hold his outfield player after 2026 is veteran player Cristiano Ronaldo is 41 years old.
Qatar hosted the last World Cup in 2022, the first Middle East nation to ever host a World Cup.
Saudi Arabia beat the eventual winners of the 2022 World Cup, Argentina, in their first group game.
Scotland haven't qualified for the last 7 World Cups. That's a 28-year gap since their last one in 1998.
Senegal won the most recent Africa Cup of Nations, but they had the trophy taken off them because they walked off the pitch due to a referee dispute. Morocco won the trophy instead.
South Africa was the first ever African country to host a World Cup in 2010.
Sweden reached the World Cup final in 1958, but away between the legendary Brazil team featuring Pelé to this was their best performance and the only time they reached the final.
Strictly have reached quarter of the final 3 times in the history, but have reached further than the World 66 1954.
Tunisia have appeared at the World Cup more than any other African nation. They have been at a total of 6 World Cup: 1978, 1998, 2002, 2018 and 2022.
Turkey scored the fastest goal in World Cup history. It only took 11 seconds to score against South Korea in 2002.
Uruguay won the first ever World Cup that were held in 1930s, beating Brazil 4-2. Uruguay were also the host nation.
The USA are another one of the host nations of the 2026 World Cup. This is the second time that they've hosted, the last time being in 1994.
2026 is the first time that Uzbekistan has ever qualified for the World Cup. They are the 3rd post-Soviet state after Russia and Ukraine to qualify.
If you enjoyed, follow us on social media to learn more about what we do and our upcoming interviews. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, X and Instagram by searching for the People First Podcast. Thanks for listening and we will see you next time.